So originally this wasn't the review that I was going to do, but the original book has like flown out of my brain. Instead, this book review is for the book Alive Day by Tom Sullivan. Sullivan. So originally when I did my unboxing video, I originally said that this was an MM romance. I was mistaken. It is not. Both of these men are happily straight, and I am perfectly okay with that. So this book we follow Brendan, who is a therapist, and his journey to help a wounded vet who just came home from Iraq. Oh, did I also mention that our therapist, Brendan, is blind? And this is his guide dog, Nelson. It took I don't even know how to start this. So normally I mainly read fantasy books. And yes, this isn't real. Neither of the characters are real. The dog's not real. The places, yes. This is a fiction book. But the stuff that they talked about in this book, about the war, about PTSD, about disability representation, are all things that need discussed. And I really, really liked this book. I'm always advocating for books to have more inclusivity with disabilities, and I definitely thought the author did excellent in writing Brendan in his explanations of being blind and other disabilities, like our wounded soldier Antoine. But it also dealt with prejudice, racism. So Antoine is a strapping young Black man from what he calls the hood. And of course, our doctor is a little bit older white gentleman. So in the beginning of this, you meet Antoine on what the Corps, being the Navy, or not Navy, Marines, call his Alive Day, which in the book they discuss that Alive Day is the day of that you escaped something traumatic. So like our war survivor, why can I only think of the word latrine? Latrine is a bathroom. His unit was ambushed when an IED hidden in the road went off and destroyed their Humvee. Antoine was left with really severe hurt legs that ended up not working. He ended up having a spinal cord injury. You see a lot of the ups and downs. They also talk a lot about mental health for soldiers, for non-soldiers, which I just found out that this is technically the second book. There is a book that follows our therapist, Brandon, before he becomes a therapist, when he first gets his guide dog. So, yeah, I already ordered that. I ordered that this morning. It will be here Friday. But the two men learn things from one another. It takes Antoine a long time to come to terms with what happened to his brothers in the military, what happened to him. Also, trigger warning, there is a suicide attempt in this book. He pulls away, and he pulls away from his wife. He pulls away from others. He will not open up to Brendan for a good chunk of this book until Brendan finds something that will just click, which for Antoine was his love of basketball. That love of basketball started a tentative, hesitant opening that led our therapist to actually talk about his own blindness injury and how that affected him in his recovery and healing and how he is to where he is now. I definitely think the author wrote a really good book. The characters were good. Heck, even, what was the dog's name? What was the dog's name? Nelson. Even Nelson kind of had his own pobs in this. You saw certain little scenes through his eyes and how he thought. Definitely one of my favorites of the month, maybe the year, who knows. I definitely give this a 5 stars. The epilogue made me cry. And to me, if a book makes me cry, it's automatically going up on my top list. So I would definitely check this out. But you might want to read the first book. But, okay, I'm going to back up like 2 steps. Again, I didn't know that there was a book before this. You can easily read this book and not read the first one or read the other one. So, I definitely give this book 5 stars. They did pretty good at the author did pretty good explaining the war stuff and medical stuff so you could understand it. Well, if you liked my review or if you read this book and you want to leave a comment, please do. If not, have a good day and I'll see you later. Bye.